We turned our Idaho pyramid into this huge magnet. Actually, Leah's department did this, where students can actually go up and interactively put pieces of food onto the pyramid for nutrition education. And we take this to huge ag expos across the state, at our state fair, different county fairs. These are pictures. Power Panther is a program under the USDA that I teach with, so that's Power Panther. He teaches Eat Smart, Play Hard. Well, we had him go to an ag expo, and he got to interact with the animals, and I taught with Power Panther to several thousand kids at this ag expo. A lot of our FFAs in our state do ag expos where children get to walk through exhibits and learn about different animals and different food. So we're trying to tie into those because they directly link with what we're trying to teach. And so as often as we can, we try to set up a booth and provide information at those activities. And so that's what these pictures are of. We also provided all of our schools with, we have 5 different versions of bulletin boards that we developed that we provided, and they talk about different things, like that one is Impact Your Senses with Idaho Foods. Why are Idaho foods good for you? We have one that uses the calendar, and then Balance Your Day with Idaho Foods in Play, and then Guess Where Foods Are Grown Around Idaho. And these are very popular bulletin boards that I see at schools when I go to them all over the state. Healthy Harvest is an activity that we've been doing since Leah and I started working together. And what it is in September is our primary time that we have fresh foods available in our state. And we encourage school food service and schools to celebrate Idaho foods during the month of September. So there's a lot of, I'm going to bring up a lot of different pictures. Schools do this in a lot of different ways. We provide them resources and encouragement letters and postcards to remind them to celebrate Healthy Harvest, but every school district kind of chooses how they do this. We encourage they put Idaho foods on their menu and then also do some sort of education component. A lot of them do large events like school assemblies, or this is a picture from a field day where they did hay bale hurdles, they did corn shucking relays, they made ice cream in a bag, they made Mr. Potato Heads out of real potatoes. We do a lot of Mr. Potato Heads out of real potatoes in our state. All sorts of, they do poster contests. We have farmers. This is an organic farmer in North Idaho that actually comes and educates the students about what the process is of actually getting their food to the plate, and then they can sample some of the food that's grown right there in their area. We've had some press from some of our Healthy Harvest. We always try to include the press in the Healthy Harvest events in September. That's a corn cob eating contest that the student council did, and whichever student council grade ate the most corn, those students got an extra long lunch hour or extra long recess hour at that school. Also, that school did a milk chugging contest that included the principal, the vice principal, the school counselor, and some other teachers, and that was pretty impressive. The children were just like screaming for whatever person they wanted to win, and depending on what grade level of teacher won, they got a longer recess at that elementary school. So just different ways to make food really fun and interesting. During that month, a lot of schools do the Idaho Food of the Day, and they'll actually have we have little erase boards we provide them where they can say what the food they're serving that day comes from Idaho. And these are one of the erase boards that we offer. This is a school that did a whole row of fresh fruits and vegetables from Idaho, and they actually had a partnership right there in town where they were buying this little mesclun mix. And so it said, the town's called Gooding, so it says, eat this salad, it was grown in Gooding. And it was kind of a fancier salad, and I thought, there's no way these kids, elementary kids, are going to eat this salad. I kind of don't even, it's the ones that look like kind of, there's some weeds in them is what I thought when I was a kid. I'm a very picky eater. But I thought there's no way these kids are going to eat these. And this salad, everything on this, Lee and I stood there in awe because everything on, after they educated all week or all month about these local foods, the kids, they couldn't keep any of these bins full. There were pears that were just empty. As soon as she'd bring out a pear before the gal would get back to the kitchen, the whole pear bin would be empty. And they were kind of bruised up pears. I mean, they weren't even like perfect looking pears. But it was amazing to watch after the education how much these students were consuming these foods that they might not normally consume in that high of a quantity. So it was really a fun experience for us to watch that change happen after all of this education and then connecting that with the cafeteria. A lot of that family that grew a lot of that food was from that town. A lot of the students went to that school. They actually were a family of 14. It was a combined family. So almost every grade level had a connection with that family farm, and that really made a big difference. So just good to have that personal connection with their food. These are some reminder postcards. We've learned that we do have to remind schools to celebrate Healthy Harvest. We're working on it, and so we send out these reminder postcards, and we've also made it a contest. So we have a contest between all the schools in our state to motivate them, and we do provide prizes. The Department of Agriculture, Idaho Preferred, provides large gift baskets of Idaho products and Idaho aprons and all these fun things that encourage the food service staff to get involved. And this year, our Healthy Harvest contest, we have 3 different regions. We're breaking the state up, and the best celebration in each region, they actually send out an application where they tell us what they did. That's one way we find out what they're actually doing in the state. But the best ones will get a personalized chef visit that will come and teach their food service staff how to cook healthy Idaho foods. So that's a new thing that the Department of Agriculture is sponsoring with us, and I think it's going to be really exciting, and we have a lot of schools participating in that. We also do a newsletter. I'm in charge of a newsletter and child nutrition programs, and once a year we always do a feature on Healthy Harvest, providing ideas, articles from actual food service. This is a director in Coeur d'Alene that talks about what he did and pictures to give. We try to get information from their peers to encourage them to do some of these activities. I mentioned yesterday we did Ag in the Classroom. We have every year Ag in the Classroom has to be a different topic. And so we started out with general nutrition education and released that food guide pyramid. And that was really popular, so we were invited back, luckily, and taught at Ag in the Classroom in 2007. That's when we started the incredible Edible Idaho program. And we did a 2-hour session on, it was a little bit more than 10, but basically the top 10 superfoods in Idaho. And I talked about the health benefits and why it's important to eat them, and Leah talked about how much we grow, how we grow them, where they're grown, and that kind of information. And it was a very popular class. At that Ag in the Classroom workshop, we served a full Idaho meal as well that included trout, fajitas, and different items. It was an excellent meal. This year we just started a gardening program where we talked about how to do school gardens, how teachers can incorporate that into their curriculum, and every teacher got to make a salad garden in a bucket, and they left with a bucket where they could practice this summer actually tending a garden so that they had more confidence that they could actually take care of a garden in the school. We are now releasing gardening grants. I just got a grant that will start October 1st from the USDA through Team Nutrition, and we're giving schools $3,000 to start up gardening grants, gardening programs. And so these are pictures from a grant I gave out last year. It was a role modeling grant, and one school started a garden. And it's actually a dietitian who runs a weight loss clinic in a town in Idaho, and she involved her kids that were involved in that weight loss clinic to come and work out in this school garden, and then the whole school and the community actually got involved. And this was a huge kind of wasted area that the school owned that they were just saving for future growth, and it was a big weed pile that the community complained about all the time, and they turned that weed pile into something that was constructive, and now it's a huge community garden. So we're hoping to see more of that in our state. We have been doing for the last 3 years a healthy fundraiser. I work with school wellness, so Leah and I offer a healthy school fundraiser, and we offer different products from Idaho that are healthy, that meet wellness requirements in our state, but also promote local foods, and that's been extremely popular. And it changes every year for a couple different products, but it's been a great program that we're doing. We're trying to market ourselves and get our program well known, so we're developing logos and kind of putting our name on things so that people start recognizing our program throughout our state. And really quick, I'm out of time, so really quick in the future, one thing I want to tell you about is we're going to do a farm-to-school collaborative. This is something Leah did with chefs, and we're going to do it with food service people, but we're setting up a food show of just farmers where our school food service directors can come and meet face-to-face, and it's going to be kind of like speed dating where they have 10 minutes with each farmer to talk about what you need, set up that relationship, talk pricing, talk availability, talk needs, and actually sit there and meet face-to-face. Because we've got the buy-in, but we're having a hard time connecting the people in our state. So we're hoping this will put that face-to-face connection, and they will leave there with strong partnerships, because that really worked with Leah's chefs throughout our state. Here's our contact information. Now that I know you're going to get it in the packet by the end of the day, you don't need that. And this is a picture from a poster contest we did a couple years ago that I'll leave you with.